So, how would I do it all over again? What would I do different? Step into this video, let's find out. What's up, guys? My name is Rob Epifania. I'm a USPSA Grandmaster. I'm the owner of Systematic Performance Concepts. We are sitting in my office where I typically do my group calls. Just a little bit of change of scenery, plus it's a little bit nicer than the dungeon of the garage. But I wanted to talk to you guys about something real quick. I've been thinking about this myself a lot lately. I've been sharing it with my group, the Accelerator group. We have almost 200 members at this point, and it's been an integral part of how I've set up this community to try to thrive and encourage each other, inspire each other. So I wanted to share it with you guys. Couple of things that I would have done a little bit differently had I been starting over. And this has to do more so with mindset than anything else. Two major mindset shifts that I would have done differently. One, I would look to learn how to become an expert in what gets my best performance. A lot of us, especially in the shooting world, we're all very, very self-critical, self-defeating. I did this, I did that. I need to be better at that, this and that. You'll see someone at a match, they'll shoot a really good stage based on your observation. You'll tell them, hey, great stage, and they'll say, but this, or but that. Always a but, not accepting the fact that it's good enough for that day. Guys, if you guys are winning a stage in your local match, you are the best shooter on that stage, period. Maybe even ever, because the stages are so much different. So you need to take that and accept that as a win. So what can we do to start helping this? Most of us study how to get better, what's not good enough, how do we improve? But we don't study what's going right and why. If we can become an expert in our best performances, guaranteed we will get more of them. So that's something I want you guys to start paying attention to when you're training, when you're shooting a match. After a match, best thing to do, every stage, write down what went well and why it went well. Every time. What you're going to find, what this is going to help you do, is this is also going to help you solve what is your best process for best performance. Imagine if you knew exactly how to get the best of yourself every single time, right? What is that going to do for you? When you're in those moments of uncertainty that you will encounter, whether you're training hard enough, whether you're shooting in classes, you're doing tests, you're shooting matches, you're going to encounter moments of uncertainty. But if you know how to get your best, you can trust that that's going to be there. As you shoot matches and as you start writing down what went well and why, you're going to start to notice common themes. And those common themes are what you're going to want to pay attention to in order to get more of better performances. I guarantee if you start thinking that way and start writing that down, you're going to get more of it. Now, after the match, if you want to be a bit more neutral, what are the opportunities I have to get better? Where are the gaps that from where I am to where I want to be, and how do I close those gaps? Okay. What I like to do is I like to label them in the action that I would like to have happen. So instead of saying something like, don't miss steal or don't miss the target, it might be see the dot in the center of the target and watch it lift. Or for me, it might be I'm going to smash this target, which means I'm going to see a little blip of color and I'm going to rip the trigger as hard as I can. That is incredibly important. How you frame the thing that you want to do is going to help you do it. If you frame it in a positive thing that's action-oriented, you're going to be focusing on the solution, not the thing that happened. So real key points there. The second thing that I would do, this leads into this as well. One mistake I made was I didn't celebrate small wins enough. In my career over the past couple of years, for a long time, nothing was ever good enough. I would win a match, or I would do well, or I would be that person at the time. I'd shoot a great stage. But I remember winning a match overall and going home angry. I was going home angry. I didn't know I'd won yet. And I went home angry for no reason because I had a miss or I felt like I shot like garbage. That doesn't do you any good. So the thing that I've learned about myself that might help you guys too, this is from the 7frequencies.com. 7 Frequencies of Communication is the name of the book. They have an assessment. I took the assessment and I started thinking about this. So my 3 primary modes of communication. My main one is what's called a challenger. A challenger likes to call up, we can do better, always, right? It's never enough, so to speak. It calls people to do better, to be better, because we are better than we think. Now, with that comes the fact that you can never be good enough. And that becomes a big problem, because if you never think you're good enough, you're never going to be good enough. And in those moments when you need to trust that you are good enough and believe in your training and your process and everything you've built, that is going to hinder you tremendously, like it did for me. So that's number 1. Number 2 is a motivator, which is inspiring, encouraging, positive, which is a good thing, right? In a lot of ways. And I'll explain how these all connect together later. The third is a seer, which is future oriented. Me, and this is all very true of me. I'm always trying to see, what's the future look like? How can we make this work even better in the future? Whatever. So the thing that I learned, and I wrote it down in my journal, was I have this challenger in me that always wants to call up, and I let it run kind of rampant because I would never think I was good enough. Also, combined with this motivator, this person who's very positive, inspiring, encouraging, it almost seems fake. It almost seems like you're just fluffing yourself up so that you feel better about yourself. And almost like you're lying to yourself. But that's not true. The two of them actually work really well together when you know how to use them in the right way, which is something I've learned very recently in the past couple months. And then I have the seer, which is the future-oriented person. So picture it this way. You have a bridge, or you're in a building, okay? You have where you are currently, where you want to be. Or if you're using the building analogy, right? This is level 1, this is the next level. You need to build a staircase or a bridge in order to get from that one spot where you are to where you want to be. The challenger is very good at seeing things that we can improve upon, calling us up to do better. That's great, because what that does is that sets what the next step is, what the next brick to be laid is in that bridge or in that staircase. The seer has the next level in mind. This is what the next level, the big win, looks like. So this is put up here, or it's put across the bridge. The way the challenger and the motivator work is the challenger calls up, what's the next level what's the next step we have to make, right? We're going to lay that brick. We're going to build that step. And then the motivator is going to celebrate that win every time it happens. Because what happens is this: if you don't do enough of small win celebrations, you don't build the library of evidence that tells you you're becoming who you say you're becoming. That was a mistake that I made very, very early. So imagine you're building this staircase and it's just this very steep ramp that you can't get up because you haven't celebrated the small wins that actually form the steps to get there. So these 3 things are very important. Making sure that we call up whatever the next step is, celebrate when we get there, because that small win builds that library of evidence that you will use to know that you're becoming who you say you are, and you'll be able to believe in yourself that way. And that is tremendously important when it comes down to uncertain moments and moments that are out of your control, right? And then having the next level available to you. What does that look like? What is the big win? Keeps driving you upward. So those are 2 things that are very, very, very important. The last thing that I would do, that I have been doing a lot more lately, and I've done this to some degree every year, but make sure you take the time to envision your wins, the things that have gone really well for you. Take a little bit of time every morning, visualize your best performances, write down things, reflect on things, and kind of future plan for yourself. What does the future look like? What does this week look like? What does the month look like? Take some time to review your goals and what you're doing to achieve them. And take some time to journal and write down those things that we talked about, these small wins. Something that's very helpful from The Confident Mind by Dr. Nate Zinzer. It's called the ESP framework. It takes 2 minutes to do, and it's super helpful. E stands for effort. So what you do, you write E in your journal. Where did you put in a good amount of effort today? What are you happy? What are you proud about the effort that you put forth for something in relation to your training or something in relation to your day? S, what success have you had? These are the small wins that we learn to celebrate. It could be something as simple as I didn't want to train today, but I said I'm going to do 5 minutes and I end up doing 10. I end up doing 20. I end up doing just 5. I did something, right? Doesn't have to be big, but you want to start recording it. And number 3, P, progress. Where was I able to make progress today, right? If you start doing those kind of things every morning or every night before you go to bed, you're going to find that you're building this person that you want to become. And those are 3 of the things that I would have done differently had I been starting over again. I hope it helps you guys, and I hope it helps you guys succeed quicker than I did. Guys, hope you have the best day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching.